Okay, we are back, and we're going to work on polishing the Yeti, the bar for the Yeti. So if you saw the last video, I have a titanium handlebar right here. But the problem is that the titanium Ibis stem is nice and shiny, and the titanium nuke-proof hubs are nice and shiny, and the titanium handlebar is not. So we are going to work on polishing this titanium handlebar to match the stem and the hub. Now, polishing titanium is kind of a process. We're going to start out with trying some 400 grit sandpaper and see where that goes. A lot of people recommend starting with 220. I have 150 and I have 400. So if this 400 doesn't work, I'll pause and I'll go get some more sandpaper. But let's see how this starts to go. So we're just gonna, and we're only gonna do half the bar because I kind of want to be able to tell the difference. Oops, that was probably more than I wanted, but it's okay. So I've already started a little bit on this side of the bar with just Scotch-Brite and the metal polish. And it did clean it up, but it didn't get it where I wanted it to be. So we're gonna try 400 grit. And see if we can start to... Now obviously the lower part is gonna be covered by grips, so we're less, worried about that. I'm not gonna, if you were gonna run clear grips, you'd want to spend some time on that portion, but I'm not gonna run clear grips. Maybe I will run clear grips if I get it to be shiny. So I think you can start to see it. Well, maybe not. Does it look any shinier? I don't think so. To the eye, it does look shinier after a while of scrubbing with 400 grit. It's a little less dull and the bar itself feels smoother, but still not shiny enough. So we're just going to keep at it, and I'll keep checking in on the process. Okay, so patience, maybe not one of my best virtues, but also work smarter, not harder, is a thing I live by. So gotten out the Dremel with one of these flappy sandy discs, and you can tell the difference there. It is working miracles. So it's leaving it, we won't be finished, but this is going to get us way closer where we were going to be than the sandpaper. I saw videos of people doing it with sandpaper. They started at 220, went to 400, 800, 1,000, 2,000, and a buffing wheel. We're going to do this, and then we'll probably go to 1,000 or 2,000, and then a buffing wheel. And it's going to look good. I was going to get this anodized, and I still might, but I don't know. The purple, there might be too much purple. Might have to do that for a different project. But we're gonna keep polishing. So I'm just moving back and forth. And I've halfway done, and I've picked up some tips in using the Dremel and the flappy disc. First, I have a little bit of polishing compound on the table. Secondly, instead of moving like this, I'm moving it this way. And I'm getting a better finish that I think will be easier to blend in the next steps. And I'm also wearing goggles and ear protection because safety first. That did not take too long with the Dremel to get us into a shiny state. So now we just need to tackle this to make it more uniform. we're going to try to hit it with the 400. Excuse me. First, I think that will hopefully start to blend. But now we're into shiny. We are shiny now. So now we just need to blend and make it look a little bit more cohesive. And this will be coming along the way we want it. So I forgot that I had a buffing wheel on my bench grinder because the bench grinder's been tucked away for so long. So I gave it a test run and it's perfect. So just got to do the rest of the bar and this thing will be good to go. I don't have any rouge, or there's this specific compound you're like on the buffer wheel. I don't have any of that, but we make do with a little bit of mothers. I was just kind of testing a few different techniques. But you don't want to get too much because the buffing wheel gets plugged. I do know that. We're not professionals. We just do jack of all trades. So once I get this done, we'll put it on the bike. There we are. A fully polished bar. Now, I'll need to wipe it down to clean it and just of all the residue. So we'll use some rubbing alcohol for that. But this is going to match the stem perfectly. So we'll be able to put this on the bike and get the shifters mounted so we can get the rear brake, because we still got to kind of fabricate a noodle for the front brake. So let's move back to the front of the shop and we'll get kicking on this part. We have the final buffing of the titanium handlebar. So now it's nice and shiny and matches our stem. And I have the shims here. And so the first thing I want to do is, you'll notice the shims are perfect. We don't got to trim them. They're the right length for the stem. So that's a really good sign. That's what I was hoping would happen. And now so we're just gonna use a screwdriver to pry the stem open just a tad. Oh, jeez. I'll put these. There we go. Okay. Now we're gonna need to get a tape measure. Because we're going to need to make sure that the bar is in even. Uh-oh. I had my handy... Oh, man. I've been keeping a tiny little handy tape measure in my pocket because I always lose tape measures. And guess what? I lost the handy-dandy little tape measure. Oh, here we go. Found one. I bought about 10 more of these to keep in the shop because I was just tired of losing them. So, we're at just a little bit more than 25. And here we're at 27. So the bar needs to go that way some. 26 and a half. 25 and a half. — 26 and 26. I'm just going to put a little bit of grease on this stem bolt. I believe it is also titanium. Yep. So we don't want any corrosion to lock it in there on us. So a little bit of grease will take care of that. Yeah, nice and shiny. We'll give everything a final polish now that I have it mounted. We're just going to finish off wiping it off with this stuff. I love this stuff. Wizard Shine Master. Ooh. We'll do the stem and the bar. And we'll probably have to do this another time once we're done building it, because there'll be more fingerprints and everything on it. But this is just so we can get an idea. Ooh, yeah. The whole bike will get hit with this stuff before we're done. Gonna look with shifters. We just gotta grab some. Question is, what color hoods do we want? That is the question. What color hood? I mean, grips. Let's see what I got stashed. What about just some basic? They're a little chewed up. These Richies would be fine, but I'm disappointed this one's cut out the back and bashed out the back. But gotta run a plug. Huh. Well, I'm gonna have to ponder on the grips. So I'm gonna need to track down some grips. But that is our polished titanium bar. So that's what the cockpit is going to look like. We're going to have to track down some grips to use. I still need to figure out this noodle situation for the stem and go from there. Okay, so that is the polished titanium bar. I did slide the shifters on just so I could take a look at it. Still in need of figuring out what I'm going to do for the brake noodle on the stem here. And then once I get that figured out, I'll be able to route the front brake. We're down to be able to route the rear brake right now. We could even route the front derailleur, but might as well wait until we get the crank put on. The crank is waiting until we get the chain rings, which haven't come yet. And I'm still trying to find a minty M900 rear derailleur. So the Yeti's going to be kind of in hiatus for a while. But that is polishing a titanium bar for the Yeti. I think I have some Nash bar titanium bottle cages, which I'm also thinking about polishing to put on instead of doing the purple ringles and just doing purple nips and purple skewers for a little bit of purple accent and then just having shiny titanium. So that means tracking down a shiny titanium seat post, because that'll be needed to continue the shiny titanium design. So that's the plan and the update on the Yeti. It's going to be done for now while it waits for me to track down some parts. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It means a lot. Make sure to check out our website. If you're working on your own project or you're looking for a new project, we have tons of frames and parts, new things added weekly. Have a great rest of your night. Bye.